Good morning, guys. It's about 11:30, so it's early afternoon. The fog is just lifting now, which is typical. Usually you can see Mount Rainier off in the distance, but clearly the sun is not, and the clouds and the fog aren't giving us much of a... Is that Charlie Harger I see there? Yeah, this is the classic Seattle view, so if you ever come to Seattle or you see pictures of Seattle, Cary Park is typically where it's at. If the clouds weren't here, Mount Rainier would be sitting right there. And obviously the sun is starting to get lower on the horizon, which makes it much harder to see the skyline. And this is obviously looking south at Elliott Bay, the Seattle waterfront, Harbor Island, West Seattle with the Washington State Ferry out in the distance. And then Puget Sound. Boy, that sun is just... Yeah, it's not bad at all. Come here in the evening time and it's even more gorgeous because the sun's set and the sun glistens on all the buildings, and if the fog's lifted you can see Mount Rainier and you can see much further. So I'll shoot you over to, so that's West Seattle. What's your favorite thing to do in Seattle? I love to go fishing. Fishing's probably like my personal favorite thing to do. But that's not necessarily in Seattle. There's a lot. I mean, there's tons of restaurants. I love checking, one of my favorite places is South Lake Union, the park there. Seattle waterfront, once it's done with construction, is also a really great place. And there's, like Ballard, Fremont, Wallingford. My father's side of the family's from Italy. I have personally never been to Italy. Los Angeles, no. I live about 32 miles north of Seattle. What's up, Germany? So this is Cary Park, and this is on Queen Anne Hill, on the south face of Queen Anne Hill. I'll turn you around and give you guys a little. And those condos used to not be there. But Discovery Park is a great place. Then you got, boy, there's so many. Discovery Park, there's tons of parks all over the place that Seattle's really known for. What's up, Palm Springs? I'll give you a classic shot. I'm gonna turn it vertical so you guys can enjoy the. There you go. A little bit of artwork there, huh? So this is Highlands Drive. Highlands Drive is just before the very tippity top of Queen Anne Hill. Let's say it's low 60s right now. So shorts and t-shirt weather for Seattleites. I got a friend of mine in Arizona, and they said it's getting down like to 65 degrees today, and they're all bundled up wearing you know, long sleeves and coats. Technically you can't do it in public and parks and such, but people do it anyways. But you know, Seattle's you know the home base for Amazon. Boy, I wish it was morning, at least the weekend. That'd be nice. It's always raining here, always. A little bit of No, born and raised here. I was born on Capitol Hill, which is right about there, the back side of that. But no, this is my home. This is where I grew up. It's amazing to see the city just absolutely blow up in regards to population and buildings. The Seattle skyline has changed so much. In 10 years, I've seen skyscrapers torn down and rebuilt, and all of South Lake Union rebuilt. Kent, what's going on? Kent, you're down there. Go Huskies. They're playing tonight. Hey, Connecticut. What part of Connecticut you from? I got family over there in Washington, Connecticut, and also Southington, Connecticut. But it's, you know, a couple of years ago, the hottest it ever got here was 104 degrees. And I will not forget that day. It sucked. It was hot. It felt like an oven getting outside. Like we step out, and it was dry. It wasn't very humid, but it was dry. It just felt like an oven. I've only visited Boston shortly, but not very long. Middle East, what's up? So that's West Seattle off in the distance, Alki Beach. That's a great place. I absolutely love going to Alki Beach during the summer. They have a lot of great restaurants, a great beach. If you ever fly into Seattle, it's hard to see, but there's an airplane right there. Typically, when you fly into Seattle, you're making a southerly approach, so you're traveling from the south. So if you want to get a good shot of the city from your airplane, you want to sit on the right side of the airplane. That's a little Seattleites tip. But if you are leaving Seattle, you want to be on the left side of the plane so you can see Mount Rainier and the Cascades. I'd say low 60s today. Let's see. Things are still sort of green, but there's a lot of the trees are changing colors now. Fall is definitely here. A lot of the, let's see if I can see it. You can see some of the leaves are turning red. Yeah, when you're coming into Seattle, be on the right side of the plane. When you're leaving Seattle, be on the left side of the plane. Yeah, I mean, this view changes dramatically throughout the seasons. And again, for those who are joining, Mount Rainier sits right there. Mount Rainier is a volcano in the the Cascade Range, and it is an active volcano, although it hasn't erupted in anyone's living history right now. It's a gorgeous sight, and we've had a number of you know, a number of my friends and colleagues have made the summit of Mount Rainier. I am on Highland, 3rd Avenue West in Highland. Yeah, if is that for rent for a month? I'll give you a look at some of the. It's extremely expensive to live here. What's up, Pittsburgh? This is the home of the Seahawks, though. Let me guess. That house? I don't know if I'd want to live next to Cary Park, to be quite frank with you. What's up, buddy? Misha Grin, Rendex. Yeah, so I'll give you a little bit more of a geography lesson real quick. So you got downtown Seattle. I'm looking southeast right now. And you got Capitol Hill, downtown core, South Lake Union's in that general area. You got downtown core, Seattle waterfront that comes all across here. And then you got Elliott Bay. Elliott Bay is obviously saltwater, and then it opens up into the Puget Sound, which is way out there in the distance. You can see a ship out there. So yeah, a lot of Puget Sound and Western Washington, almost all of Washington State actually was created by the glaciers. Very hilly here. So to give you ice, so that's a steep hill right here. I mean, that's a slope that's like this. So I mean, this is Queen Anne, and again, at one of the many hills in Seattle. Hey Ken, I'm a news photographer for Como Television here in Seattle. It's the ABC affiliate, so I take pictures every single day. It's the tail end of whale watching season right now. There are whales still up there, but they are going to start moving around more and chasing the salmon as the migration patterns have changed for the salmon. So they're either upriver right now, or the fish at least, are upriver right now. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go whale watching, I would probably hit up starting, I'd say July to early September, mid-September, you know, but now this is the tail end. Yes, as a matter of fact, you can, on occasion, killer whales come into Puget Sound, I mean, down here to Elliott Bay, central Puget Sound. A lot of gray whales come through here as well. But clearly I'm way too far away to see any whale, you know, whale flukes or any of that nature. But there's such a huge population of people here that typically if whales start coming into Elliott Bay, you hear about it pretty fast. Well, there's two different types of, at least, killer whales here in the Pacific Northwest. There's the southern resident killer whales that pretty much stay here in this general area in the Northwest. They'll go out to the Washington coast, Oregon coast, and chase salmon. But when the salmon move in, they go into the San Juans, where the salmon go up the Fraser River and, you know, the Skagit, Stillaguamish rivers, and so. So there's the resident killer whales, and then there's the bigs, otherwise known as the transient killer whales, that will travel around up and down the West Coast. But typically during the late fall, winter season, the killer whales are actually out on the coast, and they're still actually trying to learn their migration behaviors to better understand their food sources and supplies and so on and so forth. But right now, again, killer whales will genuinely go wherever the salmon are going. Where are you moving to? What part of Seattle? It rains every day here. It's right now, as a matter of fact, we got some heavy downpours of sun rays. And and you got the tourist buses. Oh, let's see if they catch. That would be a cool moment. So yeah, here's the tourist buses are showing up. All right, guys. What's the temperature over here? About low to mid 60s right now. I've been at Como for 10 years now, but I was born and raised here, did documentaries here for 5.5 years, and then I went to Spokane for a year and a half. Yeah, well, again, it's the tail end of the season right now, but yeah, you're right. This place is usually typically packed. All right, guys, you guys take care of yourself. Nice seeing you. See you guys later. This is me. You won't see me very. Oh, that's a good. There you go. There you go. All right, guys, take care. I hate seeing myself on camera. All right, later, guys.